and we'll just mention Fable again.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because that's what everybody's looking forward to.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and I think we are live again. Apologies for that. I just had a lightning hit super close that shut off all my power. And picking up right where we left off, Winter Maiden, what do you think about Fable?
I'm super excited for Fable. It's one of my first game loves of that kind of like fantasy world, and I'm just like really excited to see what they're bringing to the table. And watching the trailer, I remember thinking to myself, well, they kept their dark, that dark British humor of theirs,
Mm-hmm.
with the fairy getting eaten. You kind of didn't really expect that to happen, so I thought it was hilarious and true to who they are as Fable. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna give us for it.
Oh, same here. I don't know how far I got cut on to what I was saying before too. I just love the tone that this trailer set. I think that it was perfect for introducing Fable and the way Fable's supposed to be played. That like you mentioned, the humor, that British humor is extremely well done. And the trailer it was just awesome. The fairy and then the toad just like eating the fairy. I was like, what is going on? It was great. Kyle, what'd you think, man?
Yeah, I'm excited. It was that mic drop that, especially if you aren't in the know of everyone saying this is the most obvious secret. A lot of people are not in the know, and a lot of people are fans of Fable. So this is just a big announcement, man. It's Maiden hit it right on the head, as well as you. They kept that foundation of the dark British humor, the new more realistic style of the graphics is going to look amazing on this new console. Um, I want to see that hardcore, fantasy setting for sure. Love Fable, Fable 1, Fable 2. I played Fable 2 like crazy, and I want to see more. I wanted to see some gameplay, but we'll get it eventually. And just to have it out there in the open just keeps stacking weights on top of that narrative that Xbox has no games and they only have the trinity of Halo, Gears, and Forza, which
Mm-hmm.
is dead on arrival anytime it's said now because there's a whole plethora of games coming and they're good ones.
Oh, for sure. Tempest, close out Fable, man. What'd you think? You excited for it?
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's
I mean, it's no Fantasy
yeah.
Star online, but it's Fable.
My reaction was close. It was close.
Okay.
So yeah, I when I realized that it had to be Fable. Well, I knew it was going to be Fable when I saw Playground Games, on the title screen. And it tells us two very important things. Okay, first of all, I wish that we saw some form of gameplay. I don't know where they're at in the game. If the game, if it was truly ready to wow us and knock our socks off, I feel like they would have. So they probably just want to show it when it really is just ready. But the humor's there. That was
Yep.
the big thing. Is this going to be a Witcher, real sour, gross world? That's, I'm not downplaying Witcher. I'm just saying it's very serious.
Right.
Is it going to be that kind of tone, or is it going to be Fable? It turns out it's going to be Fable. And the second thing that screamed to me, which I've loved, was this isn't just fantasy setting. This is like pure fantasy. The locations and stuff they showed, the fact that it was a fairy they focused on through most of the trailer, all of that stuff. This is like pure what they call it, high fantasy maybe, I don't know, but this is like when this fairy finally got eaten, it was by a huge freaking frog that lives in like a mushroom kingdom. So it's very fantasy, not just like realistic looking with fantasy elements. And so that is probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most. We'll be walking with her, running through an area with our character, and there's going to be a giant mushroom here with like these glowy kind of plants here. And, who knows what you're going to be seeing. And that's the
Right.
kind of stuff that I love, and I know for a fact that Winter Maiden, that's her deal. The more fantasy you get, the better.
Oh
So,
yeah.
You guys think
Agreed.
this
yeah.
game is gonna be co-op?
Oh,
I don't know. That would be really neat because, for a game that both of us love, or for anybody as friends or spouses,
mhm.
that'd be a really neat aspect to the game if they add that. And like Nightwolf said, it'd be also really cool if they allowed you to create your own character,
Oh
like look
Yeah.
man.
wise. I mean, they
Hmm.
added customization to the other ones, which was a neat feature, and I loved that. But to be able to create your character, like that's one of my favorite aspects of games when they have that.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
play 3, so I didn't. Could you create a character there? No, right?
Not really.
No.
No, they
Um,
just let you like, costumes and
Tattoos.
tattoos, hair. Like you
Mhm.
could
Gotcha.
customize, but you couldn't create.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I didn't really
you're
play 3 either.
yeah, you weren't quite mute in 3-2. You didn't talk a lot, but you talked some, which is great for me. I hate being a mute character.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of when we cut off one of Courtney's or Winter Maiden's like questions was, is this going to be just an actual get the same main character and same main basic story or not? And I think we kind of agreed that no. And what told me that was just how fantasy this trailer was.
Hmm.
Is way more, whimsical looking than even the original was. So that
I mean,
alone
for
kind of told
me,
me,
I'd love it either way. Honestly, I loved Fable so much that, and the characters in it, and the story, and the places, I'd love to see it remade, but with all these graphical improvements. But I'd more enjoy if it was like kind of a reboot and you kind of got to do new things, new
Yeah, kind of a
people.
fresh start in the
Oh
same
yeah.
Yeah.
world. I think that's
It's
what they're kind of going for a
yeah.
little bit with even with Forza as well. How they
Yeah.
didn't number it. So
Some of those screenshots that we saw way back when too of what could potentially
starting to
be
ring a
this
little
game.
true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's looking pretty good. Well,
yeah.
with that said, let's just get to what our overall thoughts of the shows were, and maybe if you had to rate it, what would you rate it? Cotton, I'll start with you, my friend. What'd you think of the overall show, and what grade would you give it? Out of
Overall
10.
show
Out
out
of
of
10.
10.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people weren't gonna
Oh,
temper
wait. Well, I'm sorry.
what what.
Before we say that, the biggest thing about this show was Xbox Game Pass.
Oh
Okay?
yes,
Every single game that was displayed here, showcased during this event, is going to Game Pass. Just think about that. Even if you were going to even if you didn't like all the games that they showed, even if you like 5 games that they showed, just think about that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like $60 each game. Let's say $60. That's $300. Okay, that you would have spent for 5 games, and you can spend almost just about half of that for a whole year and get every single game that's showcased on this event. It's
Yeah.
incredible the value that they're giving Xbox Game Pass now. And if you're on the Xbox ecosystem, it's right now it's a must. You gotta have this service. But with that said, you can roll that into your closing overall thoughts about it. Khan, sorry to interrupt
Oh
you,
no,
my friend.
you're good.
Keep on
No, no
going.
worries. That is a key point to this show. Game Pass, it's been great. It's getting better. Uh, that quote that I love from Mr. Boomstick is, "It's the best thing since sliced bread, hands
Mhm.
down."
Yeah.
There's so much value, even you're if you're getting a new Xbox and it comes with Game Pass, then it's all these games are thrown in. If you already are just going to stick with your Xbox One or your Xbox One S or X, whatever it is, and you want to just buy Halo, you don't have to buy Halo for $60. You can get a month of Game Pass Ultimate for $15, and you
Hmm.
will get all of these games to try. And it's like renting a game. Like I used to grow up going to Blockbuster, trying to convince my parents to take me to Blockbuster more like, and go rent games for what was it like $7 for a week, and the fact that you can get 200 games for who knows how long, and they always let you know before they go off of Game Pass, and you can try all these games, and then you can purchase them, and the ones that are all first party are gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, and then they're bundling xCloud in, which is a whole other thing, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
show overall for me, I was fully expecting it to be what it was. Honestly, the only thing I was a little underwhelmed by was Halo, and that's just because that's my bread and butter, and I wanted so much more. But it looks great. I'm not really disappointed. I'm greedy. I want a lot when I see Halo. Is what it is. But it was great, dude. I know a lot of people wanted to see more gameplay. You got gameplay from Halo. You got gameplay from the Medium, from Fantasy Star, 2, and then you also got gameplay from Crossfire X, from Psychonauts. There's gameplay all over the place. Might not be for what you wanted, but I'm gonna give this show an 8. And just because these shows are gonna get compared to PlayStation show, you have a pre-show, which they didn't have. You have a post-show, which they didn't really have. And then the show itself, you name me one game that looks like the level of Bug Snacks on this, and I'll tell you, you're crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for both, obviously, but this is an 8 out of 10 for me.
Awesome. I like the sound of that. Winter Maiden, what did you think overall of the show? And if you had to score it, what would you score it?
Overall, I really enjoyed the show. I was pleasantly surprised by stuff, completely surprised by other stuff, and just for that alone, State of Decay and looking at the new Fable and Fantasy Star. I mean, those are some big ones for me, and they kind of took me by surprise. So my score is going to be about, I'd say a 9.
Nice.
There's things
Man.
there's
That gets
things I don't like.
that gets a couple claps. Let's go. 9 out of 10. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's things different strokes for different folks. Like, there's games on there, obviously, I probably won't ever pick up. But hey, it's on Game Pass for whoever enjoys those things, and they can go play whenever they feel like it, and that's awesome. So, everything about the show that it presented to you, I mean, there are some things, like, that they added I don't think should have been there, but overall, I think it was awesome, and it deserves a 9 to me.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Tempest, tell us what you think, sir.
Yeah. So, I feel like overall it was a very, very, very solid 8 to 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
In between there. I feel like some of the, like Hellblade 2 having no gameplay or not even another trailer, was a fail. They shouldn't even have been there. It would have been better up to our imagination just to think, oh, we might see them in a month or so. Could still, maybe, but like that was weird. I feel like the pacing got dragged down by like Don't Tell Me Why and like that little section. But overall, it was phenomenal. I don't see how you can watch this show and not be excited for the future. If that's the case, then you're just a hater, because everything shown Game Pass, it's ridiculous. I mean, bar none, the best value, and I think almost any medium I've ever experienced, period. Like, the only thing I think is maybe better than it, or at least on par, might be Netflix, maybe.
Oh.
But, that's been around for much longer, and they're like kind of the, I don't know what you would call them, like the originator of this kind of service, if you will.
Yeah.
But even that, I don't like a ton of their content. You know what I'm saying? So Game Pass is it, man. It is really it. And because everybody's going to compare them, and you can call me a hater all you want, I'll compare them. The Sony event, to me, was like a 6 out of 10. So
Yeah.
I honest to goodness think this show really did overall kind of blow Sony's show out of the water. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I mean, Sony show, you got like 3 first-party games. Like 4. It was like Horizon,
With no
Spider-Man,
date.
with no dates, no nothing. And also, I kind of feel like, it's like Horizon. I have a feeling that if they're going for that kind of fidelity, that's going to be stuck at 30 frames per second, which just means I'll wait for PC. Is what it is, man. Like, so, I mean, Miles Morales is, people can get hyped all they want to, but it's like a 5-6 hour DLC to a PS4 game. I mean, there's so much info that's just stuck in the bushes, man, for that show, and still is. And they almost filled out an hour with a lot of first-party stuff, and we didn't even see everything. So the show was not perfect, not anywhere near it, but it was incredible. And I think you're just doing yourself a disservice if you, for some reason, hate Xbox as a brand, and you just refuse to take the dive. Like, at this point, dude, like, you're only hurting yourself if you're an actual gamer. If you really are a gamer and that's your hobby, you're doing yourself a disservice. You really are. And this is just the one show. I feel like when the system finally comes out, we start getting them sweet old Digital Foundry comparison videos. Stuff like that. You start realizing that there is a difference between these consoles, the competing consoles. Mix that with, once these games finally do start coming out, like Halo looked a little bit rough graphically, but I really do think they're going to polish it up. They still got time. And one thing that can be fixed, I think, as long as the frame rate's smooth, which it looks like it is, the graphics. They can polish that up because the gameplay is there. And I'm just as hyped for Halo Infinite as I've ever been. And that was pretty much the goal of this whole show, to be honest with you. So, yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. I'm in the same boat as pretty much all you guys. I think this was actually a great show. I don't think it was an amazing show, just because we lacked some gameplay here on a couple of games that they could have potentially shown us a little more. Halo is one of them. I think they showed Halo. They were a little bit lenient. They wanted to hold a couple stuff back to surprise us in the future. But I think there was a lot more positive from the show that they were negative. Even some of the games that they were showcasing, I understood that, hey, they need to cater to a wider demographic, right? It's not just about what you want. You potentially have to see a couple of things or a few things during the showcase that actually excite you for the future. And I saw that. State of Decay 3, oh my god, hyped for that. Medium, I love it. Halo, excited for it. Fable, Forza, even though I'm not, like we mentioned, me and Maiden, we mentioned we're not big racing fan. Racing, we don't play the racing genre too much, but we can respect what that game is doing. You know what I mean? I think, man, overall they knocked it out of the park. I think the way Phil spoke, it was great. I thought the way Matt Booty presented himself, it was good too. Sarah Bond was there, and what they're doing, like I mentioned before, just think about the value that you're getting just for being on this ecosystem. It's insane. This show to me was a solid 8 or even a 9. Let's call it an 8.5 to me. Solid 8.5. If we had gotten a little bit more gameplay, I think this could have been a hard 9 for me. But because we didn't, I think an 8.5 would just do. I love the games that they showed. I don't need, like I mentioned before, I'm here to play games and enjoy the games I play. I don't need somebody telling me just because there isn't this type of game or this type of genre in the ecosystem that it's a failure. It's an L, you know. Right. So yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I think they actually did a tremendous job. The amount of diversity of games that you're getting here, just think about that. It's insane. It's really insane. You get everything from a platformer to a first person shooter to look like a action adventure game to Everwild, which we don't even know what it is yet, you know. So it's insane. And for people to go and say, I mean, it's a personal preference, which I completely understand, but you have to look at the show as a whole. And to me, this was a successful show, and I think they did themselves they did the show right, and I think they need to pat themselves on the back for this show. Solid 8.5. If it had a little bit more gameplay, especially with Halo, I would have given it a 9 out of 10. So yeah. Really enjoyed it. But guys, it's been a tremendous time. I appreciate you guys coming by, sticking it out with me, coming back again after I lost power, which I really appreciate, so we could close out the show. Maiden, I'll start with you. Thank you so much for coming by, making your debut here, discussing everything on the Xbox showcase. I appreciate you coming by. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and you'll come back again. You want to tell the fine folks where they can maybe find you?
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed being on. I was really nervous because obviously I've never done anything like this, and I'm myself actually an introverted person, so I'm not used to talking in front of people. So this is definitely different, but I enjoyed it.
Great.
And there's baby girl.
I heard. Listen, I had your guys' all your. I'll put everyone's links down below, but I had everybody's graphic stuff come up. I just lost it here when the power lost, and I can't find it right away to put it back up. But while she takes care of the baby, Cotton, thank you again for coming by and doing another show with me, man. This is your 3P, right?
Right. 3P.
No, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Tell everybody where they can find you. Yeah, I know you got a couple of channels going on, so yeah, let the good people know where they get a hold of you.
Yeah, dude. Chat was cool. Loyal to see some people come over from part 1 to part 2.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, dude. For sure. Anytime.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun to be on here with you guys. You can check me out on Twitter. Same name is on the screen. It's CottonMcCast. I've been on Mr. Boomstick XL's show a few times. We did a prediction show for this Xbox showcase yesterday. If you want to go hear me be wrong about everything, go do that and check that out. Otherwise, I'm on Xbox Live, and hit me up to play anything. I'd be on anything from Warzone to Destiny to Cuphead, which is not multiplayer. So it's a Terryfold. You can hit me up.
Absolutely. Hey, what about Twitch, man? I see you streaming sometimes. Don't be shy. Okay. That's what I'm here for. What we doing?
Yeah, you can check me out on Twitch. I'll be streaming whenever a new game comes out that I feel like people aren't playing. It's the Blam Nation Network. So it's just no spaces. Blam Nation Network.
Yep. Don't worry. I'll put everything down on the description after we're done with this. Absolutely, man. Tempest, my friend, tell everyone where they can find you.
Twitter is at the Tempest Sun. My gamer tag is Tempest Sun, and that's pretty much where you'll find me. I'm on PlayStation, but I don't even have Plus, so I can't really play with anybody here. I don't have Plus either. Don't feel bad. I just have everything physical for PlayStation still. I don't buy anything digital there. Yeah. So that's where you can find me. I had a good time. I love the very casual, just formula to the show. Love it. And I don't know. Whenever you have your next show, I'll be
awesome, man. I appreciate you guys really coming by. Winter Maiden was here too. She made her debut. I appreciate you coming by. I don't know if she's still busy with a baby, but I will pull all her social networks down below in the description as well. Guys, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, at Cybernox. And if you want to check out my second channel, Xbox Game Pass Club, that's where I go and I randomly select a game. I'm actually playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps right now, and I'll play that game to its completion. Or if I start playing the game and I feel like it's not the game that's made for me, I'll just jump to a next one. But I just think Xbox Game Pass is a tremendous service that allows you to discover new game, experience new games, and it's for as low as $10 a month. We can all experience it as a community and maybe even get together and discuss these games as a whole. I appreciate, yeah, man, do it up. I appreciate everybody coming by. VJ, Nightwolf, I saw Invader was in here. Who else was in here? Yeah, VJ. Blue Moon was in here too. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming.
Money.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, you back? JMO. Oh yeah, JMO Money, of course. What am I doing? I appreciate everybody coming by. Winter Maiden, you want to tell everybody where they can find you? I know you got a little caught up there.
I actually don't really have a presence too much, but I mean, I have my Twitter is oh gosh, it's
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 like
M2,
I don't know.
right?
I made it. It's like
M2
M2
Mama.
Mama.
Yeah,
my two M&Ms. My first
yeah.
two kids like both had M's. And then on YouTube, I think it's
her gamer tag is Winter Maiden. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about the only thing you're gonna find
All
me
right.
at, honestly. Is Winter Maiden. YouTube.
Awesome.
I'm on playing with Jason. Sometimes Call of Duty, or now it's gonna be so much more. Honestly.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
Shout out to
hopefully,
you. You killed it for your first show, honestly.
oh yeah, 100%. Hey, let's get her a round of applause here. That's what I'm talking about. Winner made her making her debut right here on my channel. I really appreciate you. I hope hopefully you'll come back again. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. Like I said, I'll put everybody's social links down in the description. And yeah, that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay safe out there, everyone. Stay healthy and safe. And as always, keep on gaming. Later, everybody.